Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort.
Alrighty guys, good morning. This is going to be a quick update on Ethereum. An update to the previous video we did just last week. Alrighty, good morning. This is going to be a quick trade idea on Sooie. We have some short-term targets as well as some long-term targets. This trade is looking really good. I've already gotten in myself. Now we're going to be building into this trade. So I want to get this video out ASAP because we are about to close the next 12-hour candle. So I want you guys to be able to follow along. That way you guys have enough time to decide whether or not you want to follow along on this trade as well. Now remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm just going to be telling you guys what I will be doing. You guys have to evaluate and decide based on your own analysis, etc. Right here, we're starting with the dashboard. Remember, you can find the dashboard at app.mangoresearch.co. All you need to do is come up over here, filter out Sooie, and we have Sooie USDT as well as Sooie BTC. Now, we're going to be focusing on the Sooie USDT pairing over here, and you're going to see that over the last day, the last 24 hours, we have a lot of developments over here on this trend and volatility profile, right? The 4-hour has flipped long 1.4 days ago. The 12-hour has flipped long 22 hours ago, as well as the daily is now long as well 10 hours ago. So this in conjunction with the fact that the charts are looking so fantastic. If you guys just zone in on this structure over here, right? Now different pattern traders are going to draw this in different ways. Now me as a trend trader, all I care about is the fact that we had a downtrend and then a nice uptrend, and now we're smacking up against this neckline over here. What does this look like to me as a trend trader? Well, a strong trend putting in a nice cup and handle formation, right? What's a cup and handle? A nice rounded formation, and then a handle, which is what we are seeing over here, right? A nice rounded formation, and now your bull flag, which is your handle. So this to me is looking fantastic. It looks like we have now broken out of this cup and handle. If you go ahead and zoom in, right? I know the chart is looking a bit messy, but there's a method to the madness. I'm going to explain everything, you guys. I'm going to give you guys the bid zones as well as the targets very soon. Let's understand the trade over here. Right over here, you can see that the 12-hour had a very nice break above this neckline, and you can see immediate continuation. Traders, in fact, this candle on the break took out these highs over here as well, showing a lot of strength. Now you can see the sell-off, right? But that sell-off closed above the neckline, giving us confidence that, hey, this may likely want to see continuation. Now remember, we're about to close another 12-hour candle in 13 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's going to give us confirmation. And furthermore, the markets have already retested that neckline, showed immediate interest in bidding that neckline, right? So we're seeing strength over there. But I want you guys to remember one of our rules for this entire market cycle that has been paying off big time, that we should not allow ourselves to get invalidated just because the market breaks back into the range, right? So what I'm saying over here is that even though we're going to use this neckline as a sign of strength, we're not going to use it as a sign of weakness if the market violates it. Okay, so we are going to be getting into position, initial startup position, and then allowing, when I say we, I'm talking about me and Krisha, okay? You guys can do what you want. Remember, this is not financial advice. What you're going to be doing over here at Mango is essentially getting into position over here with the strength that we're seeing, but then keeping dry powder on the side in case the market allows itself to break back into range. So the start bidding zone over here on the Mango Dynamic 12-hour all the way down to the end bidding zone is where you should be allowing the market to come back down to. So I'll be allowing the market to come all the way down to the 12-hour dynamic before I get worried. If we close underneath the 12-hour dynamic, and here's the level that you guys need to be following along with, $3.87. That's where the 12-hour dynamic is currently sitting. Now this will dynamically update as price moves up. So make sure to hit the subscribe and the like button so that you guys are keeping up with this trade. But for now, $3.87 is where you guys need to be looking for your 12-hour candles to close above. Now, yes, we may not even come back down there, which is why you get your startup position. So how do you manage this? You can do it one of two ways, depending on how aggressive you want to be on this trade. Let's say you have a position size already predetermined at P. You are then going to say, I'm either going to get 2/3 of P over here if you are aggressive, and then leave 1/3 of P to get underneath if it comes back down to the 12-hour dynamic. That way, 2/3 plus 1/3 equals an entire position, right? However, if you're not aggressive, you can do it the other way around. You can get 1/3 over here, and then if we dip, we get the rest of our position. We just closed a great 12-hour candle. We're about to close another in around 6 minutes now. And hey, if you guys want to follow along on this trade, take advantage of Bitunix's amazing campaign running at the moment. All you have to do is use the Mango link in the bottom of the description, themango.com/Bitunix. And for every $2,000 that you deposit, you get $400 given back to you for free that you can use to practice your leverage trading if you're uncomfortable with it. Use it to pad your losses, and hey, use it to even buff up your profits, right? They're essentially giving you a free 20% trade. That's the best way to think about it. And hey, if you do deposit, you also qualify for the $2,000 giveaway on the live streams. All of this is ending in just a few days, right? We're almost at the end of the month. Let's go ahead and talk about where we can look for this trade to get up to. Now, I have multiple targets over here. All right, guys. I have targets from our initial trade all the way back when we were trading it. Back over here, we traded all the way from around 85 to 90 cents all the way up to around $5, right? And then we exited over here when we lost the 2-day dynamic. Remember, back then, the trend rate was based off the 2-day dynamic. And as soon as we lost it, even though we did not get to our target of around 7 to 750, we exited and took our profits. And what do you know? The market trended all the way back down to $1.68, which was a key level back then too. Now, I left these targets over here for a reason, because targets that aren't initially met after a consolidation period often do end up being met, right? So 7 to 750 is a target that you guys need to be keeping at the back of your mind, because these were our targets on the way up. That being said, for this range, for this consolidation, we have new targets, new interim targets that are kind of confluencing with our previous targets too. The shorter time frame targets are around $5, $5.25, all the way up to around $5.70. Now, I asked Krisha for her precise targets as well. And you guys know that Krisha is really, really on point with her targets. And she has a target of this blue line over here coming at $5.53. In fact, you guys can see the annotation right there. Krisha's target, $5.53. So go ahead and mark out this entire zone, guys. Okay, the top of the zone is 570, the bottom of the zone is around 530, and right in the center, around 553 is Krisha's target. Now, if we can blow past this target, I have another target coming in at around 680 to around 715. And what do you know? That lines up with our target from the previous trade on Sooie. So a quick recap right over here. We're looking to enter this trade based on the 12-hour structure break. I would have preferred this to come back down on this 12-hour candle. Unfortunately, the markets do want to show strength at the moment. And hey, we'll be getting a partial position over here above the neckline. But if the market comes all the way back down to the 12-hour dynamic, we'll be looking to bid that as well. We will be wrong on this idea at around $3.87, right? That's where the 12-hour dynamic is coming. Any 12-hour candle close underneath the 12-hour dynamic is not a good sign. Now, I will be keeping you guys updated on the 12-hour dynamic. So make sure that you've hit the like. So make sure that you've hit the subscribe and the notification icon. So that way when I post an update to this trade, you guys are keeping up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep it mango, keep it easy, keep it stress-free. Ciao.